First, thank you very much that I can be with you, because it's the first time I try to tell how and why I paint to people. I tell sometimes to one or two people, but never so many as you. So I'm very nervous.
No, don't be shy.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah.
I'm only two.
All you guys, you encouraged me a lot because you did the same before. And why I'm in Canada is because of the organization I work for. It's called ATD, Fourth World.
Door closed.
And when I arrived, there were a lot of stuff on the street. Furnitures and stuff, wood, and that helps us to make some furnitures in our home. So I draw it. And these are the first painting I think I did, home, from my mind. And there are students and teachers and people I met in the first month. You cannot recognize them. Yeah. You will understand why. And when I went to school, sometimes I did sketches. This is I did in the first month here. It was on the 6th October 2004.
You didn't study all day, you did pictures.
Yeah, and this is a girl from a model. The girl went to the daycare here. And at noon, when we eat, they came.
Oh, sorry.
And then my head heated up, and I asked where I could volunteer to do something with my hand, because my profession is electrician. So Anne gave me a lot of ideas, and one was to go to work to St. John's Bakery at Broadview, between Green and Dundas. And so I volunteered there, and I learned to make bread. And then I did some sketches there. This is only these little books I put the drawings. This helps me to remember what I did. There's a man who cleaned the bucket when the dough is in the machine. Yeah. And then I met other people in the town, and this is a woman who wrote a book, but she was very, very, not alone, but pushed on the side. And she stand up and starts to help other people to stand up. Her name is Pat. She's quite known in Toronto. And this was a man who put together the sleeping bag in the morning in City Hall at Thanksgiving. And here are neighbors from my street. The young boys, they are always on the street and not often in the school. Always talk to them. And the man is playing in a coffee. And other people, they travel. And I travel sometimes to other countries. And this is another man I volunteer to visit him once a week. He's Fred Dunn. And he's a peace activist. He passed away a year ago. And he did portraits. And he knows the whole city very well. And even he didn't travel with me. He explained me where to go. And he pushed me to open the door. I was a little bit scared to go.
Oh, and he lived outside.
And he lived 14 years under the Danforth Bridge. You know the Danforth Bridge? Yeah. And then he get an apartment, and I visit him. Maybe somebody can read this portrait from him, because I'm not so good. Who can read it? This is a portrait from Fred Dunn.
In this world with its multiplicity of faces, of foreign tongues and races, war is stupid. It's humanity gone wrong. Life for all people should be, could be as delightful as an enchanting song.
And then I started to draw and paint neighborhoods. And not the known neighborhood, not the nice big buildings. This is the coffee shop from my subway station. And the owner, he let the young people in, even they don't buy a coffee. That's why I painted this one. And this I painted later. Yeah. Same. And then, I don't know if you remember, there was a hurricane in New Orleans in the States, down in the south from the States, and they flood the whole city and all the people have to go out. And we have colleagues from our organization, they work in New Orleans and they have to go out too. So I spent 3 weeks with them to work in shelters. And this is one of the men in one of the shelters. And when I came home, this is the shelter, I started to paint. This is 1,000 people live here in beds, and some put some tents, little tents to have a little bit privacy. But for weeks they stay together, maybe in this room, 10 people sleeping, living. And so this event in New Orleans make me starting painting, and the teacher, he pushed me, don't stop painting. So I keep going. And this is the guy you saw before on the drawing, and there's 3 people from the shelter, and this lady bought this painting, and this was the first painting in my life I sold. This is right here, close to here, Blake.
Yeah, it's very familiar.
Yeah. This is very far, Jamestown, but in Rexdale, north. This is on Victoria Roadway, quite north.
Excuse me.
Maybe you will recognize this one. Jamestown.
It's very familiar.
And then they destroy a neighborhood to make it better. It's a region park.
Region Park, yeah.
And then the winter came, and I like the cold here. So I built a kind of box. I can paint inside. There's another model, but yeah. This in the winter too. The people line up to get the Christmas dinner. It's -10.
That's what it, okay.
They line up here in Montreal to get a breakfast in the center of the city. All these lines. Here is the, I don't know if you recognize this one, the Dawn Jail. The people have to line up to see her friends.
Oh, Blowville.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Dawn Jail.
You're right.
And all of a sudden I paint, I think, what is going on in the houses? I didn't met the people, but I'm sure these people have a lot of courage to leave. That's I tried to catch them. And then I went back to New Orleans to join our colleagues. And